What's up, guys? Welcome to your 37th Android tutorial for the new Boston to finish up our email Java class. And I'm thinking about it now. This application is, for the most part, is pretty pointless. You don't learn a lot of new stuff. But what we are going to learn is sending an email using kind of the default email from the Android phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that through our button. So when our button's clicked, it's going to call this onClick method, and it's going to set up this message. Etc. So we're going to go below where the message is set up, and again what we're going to do is start an activity, but we're going to use, instead of an intent for a class that we already have, we're going to use the intent that basically is going to reference the phone for the email. So start up an email application. And so what we're going to do first, what we're going to do is set up an intent, just like we set up all other types of intents for the most part. And so we're going to say intent, and we're going to call this email intent, something like that, and hit enter. And then just again we have to import the intent and say new intent, just like always. And this time what we're going to put in the parameters is we're going to reference something from the Android SDK, and it's going to be called Android content dot intent dot action send. And you have some of these other actions that you can call, such as like action answer, call, if you're going to call someone for the most part. Again, you can click on them and see what they do. I just wanted to show you guys that we can use some intents to start up some applications that the phone has. And this one, what we're going to call, or basically this one is going to be called action send. It's going to deliver some data to someone, as you can see. So we're going to pick that and just end the closing statement. And now what we're going to do is add some stuff to this intent to make it unique. So what we're going to add is basically the email we're sending it to first. So we're going to reference our variable that we set up, email intent dot, and then we say put extras, because we're going to put some extra stuff in there. And as you can see, most of these have two things within the parameters: a string name, which again is going to reference something from the SDK, and then the data we want to pass through there. So we're just going to click on one of these, and for the first one, again, it's kind of a string reference, and again we're say Android content dot intent dot extra email. And I'm just going to scroll through here. Basically what this action name is basically going to refer to what email we're sending to. And again, it's going to take, or for this one, it's going to take a string array. So that's why we had to create this string array right here, even though we're using just one string for the most part. So this has to be a string array, otherwise it's not going to work. And so we're going to use this variable we set up called email address, and then end our statement. Let's put some other things within this email. So we're going to say email intent, adding to the intent again by saying put extras or put extra. And we're going to now add, like, basically, the subject of the email, and we're going to say Android again dot content dot intent. And again, like, if you guys ever want to build a an email address, for the most part you probably aren't going to remember all these action names, so we're just again building kind of a reference pack that you guys can use later. So we're going to say now is extra subject, because it's going to be the subject of the email, and we're going to say I hate you, something like that. Make it nice and friendly. And what else can we do? Or we're going to add our actual message and put that within the actual body of the email. So again, put extra, and this time we're going to say Android content dot intent, and this time it's going to be called extra text. And as for the value, we're going to use this message, or this string that we set up, where it covers basically all of our variables and stuff. So we're just going to say message, again, our string values. And also what we want to do before this line, I just realized, is we want to set the kind of the typeface for the most part, kind of tell it what kind of type we want. So again, we're just going to say Android intent dot set type, and we're going to say within quotations plain /text in quotations, and that'll kind of set it to plain type text. There we go. We've pretty much set up our intent now. It's going to pass on, for the most part, or put extras within the whatever email we want to send it to, give it a subject, and also give it the actual message. And then all we have to do is say start activity. And then what intent do we want to start? We want to start up this intent that we've been kind of defining. So there we go. That's basically the end of the tutorial, and our application is done. I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's not going to run on the emulator because I will explain that in the video. What's up, guys? So here's our application. I'm just going to open it up, and as you can see, there's text down here, so that's why it's all kind of squished right here. But we have a scroll view for the most part. We're going to put in an email and test it out. My email, if you guys want to send me one, is travis@mybringback.com, just to make sure it works. And then hateful intro, we're just going to say you're a douche. I know it's supposed to be apostrophe ER, but who cares? Most hateful people don't really care about grammar. So person's name, we're going to say Travis, and that's spelled wrong as well. Who cares? Stupid things that this person does. Make tutorials, I should say. What you want this person to do: cry. And hateful outro, later, loser. Alright, so basically we filled in all our parameters, and now when we hit this button, it's going to start the email intent, which is going to look like this. Let me see if I can focus it. And so it's going to select all the email applications that the user has on their phone. That's why we can't use the emulator, because there's no email actions for the most part, and you have to have basically be signed into email, because you have to send this email from, you know, a certain email address as well. So I'm just going to click Gmail, and look, it fills out our body. It has the subject "I hate you" and where basically which email we're sending to from right there. And you know, that's an easy way to send hate mail for the most part. If you guys want, it just says, "Hello Travis, I wanted to say that you're a douche. Not only that, but I hate when you make tutorials. That just makes me really crazy. I just want to make you cry." Well, that's about all I wanted to chit chatter about. Oh, and later, loser. Oh, also, if you get bored, you should check out mybringback.com. P.S. I think I love you. So it's kind of a weird thing, and obviously, sorry, I was having trouble reading that because I was trying to look at my camera and at my phone at the same time. But alright, anyways, so that's the end of this tutorial, guys. Have a good one. Peace. And just to show you, it's sending a message as well.